Look like Brianna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu has broken their silence about this massacre they team just had.
The defending champs took a hard loss on their home court, falling by 14 points. But what really caught people's attention came after the game. Instead of dodging questions or making excuses, Liberty star Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart spoke openly with reporters. They gave Caitlin Clark full credit for her impressive performance and showed real respect for her game. One thing was clear: Clark is quickly making a name for herself in the league. So what's your take? Were Ionescu and Stewart showing true sportsmanship or just being diplomatic after a tough loss?
The performance we saw from Caitlin Clark today against a team that started off the season 9-0, a team that is the defending champions, might have been the greatest women's basketball performance we have ever seen. That might have been the greatest showing from a WNBA player we have ever witnessed. That was spectacular. The shots she hit in this game, y'all, were something like I've never seen any other women basketball player ever come close to hitting. There are NBA superstars out there that I have not seen have a game with that.
Let's take a step back, because knowing the full story makes this moment even more impressive. The New York Liberty came into the game as league leaders and defending champs, probably expecting a smooth win. On the other side, the Indiana Fever had been having a rough season and were just getting their star, Caitlin Clark, back from an injury, but the game didn't go as expected. Clark, returning after 5 games out, lit up the court with 32 points, 7 assists, and a string of big plays that reminded everyone just how talented she is. What really stood out, though, came after the game. Even after a tough loss, Liberty stars Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart didn't make excuses. They didn't shy away. They gave Clark full credit and showed nothing but respect. No drama, just real, honest sportsmen.
Like, we go on runs, they do as well. They're a great team. So I don't think it's defeating. I think obviously we know what a great shooter she is, and I think we just gave her too many easy ones. Obviously, she has great range, and her ability to get her shot off is really impressive, especially with missing some games. And so obviously on a personal level, I'm really happy to see her back out on the court, healthy, feeling good, because obviously it's important for them. But
asked about Caitlin Clark's big game after coming back from injury, Sabrina Ionescu didn't hold back. She gave Clark full credit, praising her shooting, her deep range, and her ability to score even with defenders right on her. This wasn't just being polite. It was one elite player recognizing another. Sabrina went even further. She said she was genuinely happy to see Clark back and healthy, not just because it's good for the game, but because she cares about her as a person. That kind of comment speaks volumes. You don't say that about just anyone. What really stood out was Sabrina's honest breakdown of the game. The Liberty gave Clark too many open shots. And when someone like Ionescu, one of the WNBA's top shooters, says your range is legit, you know it means something. She saw greatness, and she said it out loud. Sabrina Stewart took a similar approach but made it her own as one of the most decorated players in the WNBA, with MVPs and championships to her name. She could have pointed to missed calls or team errors, but she didn't. She kept it simple and honest. They got outplayed. Coming from someone at her level, that says a lot. It shows the kind of respect Caitlin Clark and the Fever earned with how they played.
Reaction with one another. Stewie's laughing. Caitlin knows it's ridiculous. Just out there having a good time with it.
Moment during the game between Breanna Stewart and Caitlin Clark said it all. At one point, Stewart was smiling, and Clark clearly fed off the energy. It was the top-tier athletes fully locked in and still enjoying the moment. Even in a high-stakes game, one play stood out above the rest. Clark pulled up from well beyond the three-point line, almost at the logo, with Stewart guarding from a distance, and nailed the shot. Stewart didn't get upset. She just smiled. That reaction said everything. She knew she'd just seen something.
We had our moments. We got back into the game. We had that run when Stewie was guarding Caitlin Clark, but then they executed well, and we had so many breakdowns on defense, and they made shots. They really punished us on that end, making 17 threes from 35. It was just too wide open. So
New York Liberty came into the game as the league's top team and defending champs, probably expecting a routine win. Indiana, on the other hand, had been struggling without Caitlin Clark, who was just returning after missing 5 games. But what happened next was anything but routine. Clark took over, scoring 32 points, dishing out 7 assists, and hitting a series of deep threes that caught everyone's attention. Her shooting range stretched New York's defense in ways they couldn't adjust to. When a player can score from near half-court, even the best game plan starts to fall apart. After the game, Liberty stars Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart didn't make excuses, no talk about bad calls or off nights. They gave Clark and the Fever full credit for the win. Sabrina praised Clark's shooting and ability to hit tough shots under pressure, something only elite players can do. She also added that she was genuinely glad to see Clark healthy and back on the court. That wasn't just being polite, it was true respect from one star to another. Stewart, one of the most accomplished players in the league, kept it just as real. She summed it up simply: they got outplayed. And when someone with multiple MVPs and championships says that, it speaks volumes. One moment said it all. Caitlin Clark pulled up from the logo with Breanna Stewart defending and nailed it. Stewart didn't get mad. She smiled. She knew she'd just witnessed something special. But this game wasn't just about one big performance. Clark's presence changed everything. Her deep shooting stretched the floor, opened lanes for her teammates, and completely threw off New York's rhythm. The Fever hit 17 threes, pushed the pace, and created 19 fast break chances, something they hadn't done well before. Clark made quick decisions, ran the floor, and forced the Liberty out of their comfort zone. Even though New York got to the free throw line more, they couldn't keep up. Their defense broke down, and their usually strong transition game never got going. Stewart admitted they lacked aggression and that once Clark started creating space, their system just fell apart. The Liberty tried it all. Switches, zones, even face guarding. None of it worked. When a team this good runs out of answers, it means you're not just dealing with a hot hand, you're dealing with a game changer. Clark didn't just score, she set the tempo. Her passing, her poise, her timing lifted the entire team. Players who had struggled without her suddenly looked confident and in sync. That's what great players do, they make everyone better. Even Liberty coach Sandy Brondello gave full credit. No excuses. She said it straight. Indiana executed, hit shots, and outplayed the defending champs. Thought this wasn't luck, it was smart. High-level basketball. The Fever scored 100 to points 53 in the first half alone. That's no fluke. Sabrina Ionescu summed it up best. Basketball is a game of runs. But this wasn't just a run, it was steady, complete control. When champions walk away saying they need to look in the mirror, it means something major just shifted. And when players like Stewart and Ionescu speak this openly and respectfully about Clark, it's not just being nice, it's real. They know what greatness looks like and they saw it up close. So what's your take? Was their response classy, honest, a wake-up call? Hit like, leave a comment, and follow for more real talk WNBA breakdowns.